Hello, good afternoon. My name is Hannie Lette, and today we're going to talk about organizational growth, change, and decline. So this lesson will discuss the organizational growth and change, and this will also discuss some of the recent perspective on organizational decline. First is the emphasis on growth. Most management research and training has emphasized the importance of understanding and managing organization growth. A scarcity of resources, inflation, problems in international cooperation, and changing lifestyles and attitudes cause serious problems for many large and small organizations. So these are the problems na kadalasang kinakaharap ng mga organizations: the scarcity of resources, inflation, etc. So the organizations have always experienced growth, stability, and decline. Now, however, after a period of sustained growth, it appears that the number of organizations reaching stability or experiencing decline is rising considerably faster than the number of growing organizations. Next is the organizational life cycles. The stages in an organizational life cycle described by various authors have several characteristics in common. First, they are sequential in nature, ibig sabihin, one stage is being followed by another. Second, the stages occur in the progression that is difficult to reverse. So once na mag-proceed ka sa next stage, it's hard to go back to the first one. Once an organization has advanced to a later stage, it generally cannot return to an earlier one. Third, the stages influence a broad range of organizational activities and structure, from the way decisions are made to the array of products produced or services provided. So every decisions made in every stage kay naga-influence siya sa product sa kinalabasan ng organization. Next, Robert E. Quinn and Kim Cameron Organizational Life Cycle Model. So based kay Quinn and Cameron, organization stages of development are the entrepreneurial stage, collectivity stage, formalization stage, and elaboration stage. So in every stage, may crisis gina siyang ginakaharap. So the first stage so in the entrepreneurial stage, the creativity arises since new pa man yung company, so daghan pa mga idea. But the crisis here is that it needs for leadership since gamay pa man ang employee, so need pa yung mga leader or mga employee. Next stage is the collectivity stage, which the provision of a clear direction. And the crisis here is that it needs for delegation with control. The next stage is the formalization stage, which is an addition of internal system. So mas nag-add mo mga departments para mas mapadali ang pag-organize ninyo sa inyong company or organization. But the crisis here is that it needs to deal with too much red tape since daghan ng department, so mas daghan na po inyong kailangan i-handle. Next stage is the elaboration stage, which is the development of teamwork. And the crisis here is that it needs for revitalization. So these are the stages na kinakaharap ng every organization. So once na humana mo sa 4 stages or naagianan ninyo ang 4 stages, it's either yung company kay may 3 lang na kinalabasan. Ang the streamlining or small company thinking, ibig sabihin magbalik mo sa una or mag-reborn ng inyong company if the problems in every phase is not handled well. Or either mag-continue inyong maturity, ibig sabihin mas mapalabong pa ninyo ang inyong company or organization, or worst, kay mag-face mo og decline, or the death of your organization. So, importante siya for the managers to know these phases and the challenges faced in every stages. Kaya para kabalo na sila unsang buhaton once they face that crisis for the company to be successful. Next is an integrative model of organizational life cycles, the stages and their characteristics. So, maulit na siyang elaboration sa stages kagay na. The entrepreneurial stage, which resources are marshaled, ideas abound, entrepreneurial activities are undertaken, little planning and coordination are needed. Next stage is the collectivity stage, which structures are and communication are informal. Employees work long hours. Employees have a sense of mission and innovation continues. The next stage is the formalization and control, which are the rules are formalized, structure is stable, organization becomes more conservative, procedures are institutionalized. So next stage is the elaboration of structure, which is the structure is being elaborated. Next is decentralization takes place, domain is expanded, adaptations are made, the organization renew itself. Problems of very rapid growth. An organization that manages to overcome its initial obstacles may not fall into the usual pattern of its growth is very rapid. John Cotter and Vijay Seth have identified some of the problems arising from rapid growth and have discussed how they influence the management of the organization's human resources. So these are the problems that is being faced by the rapidly growing organizations based kay Cotter and Seth. So first is that decisions need to be made faster. Individuals' job demands expand faster. Large recruiting and training needs have to be met. Individuals must cope with constant change, and financial and human resources are severely strained. Some perspective on organizational decline. The life cycle of an organization can be compared with that of a human life. Both experience birth, growth, maturity, setbacks, and periods of revitalization. For both, conditions during birth and early infancy have a significant effect on the later development. Furthermore, controversy exists about the extent of environmental impact on their respective behaviors. So here, ang organization kay gina-compare siya sa human life since daghan silang similarities like birth, growth, maturity, and etc. But even though daghan silang similarities, there are at least two major differences between the life cycle of organization and the human life. First is that death is inevitable for humans. So, but an organization could theoretically live forever or even be reborn. So, once na mamatay ang human kay wala na, so afterlife na to siya. But an organization, if maka-experience siya decline, kay pwede pa siya ma-reborn or ma-renew. Next, difference nila kay the developmental stages of human life are relatively predictable, whereas the timing of the organizational stages has so far eluded prediction. So, predictable ang human life. Kung sa to imong mga ginabuhat karon kay can influence the future. But in organization, kay you should siya i-predict. Next, David Witten has suggested some perspective that can help us gain insight into the nature of organizational decline. So, first is the decline as stagnation or cutback. Next is the importance of acknowledging decline in its causes. So, once na maka-experience mag problems, importante siya to know kung asa mo nagkamali para first pa lang kay maagapan na ninyo siya og dili na mas mas magrabe pa ang pagbaba sa inyong organization. Third is the decline and personal stress. Fourth is the decline as a cause of conflict. Fifth is the structural response to decline. And sixth is the survival of the fetus. Which means na nagakontinue gapon og exist and nag-adapt sa environment even if naga-experience ng decline ang isa ka organization. And that's all. Thank you.